And you're talking Billy Guerin. 2 Stanley Cups. Of course, won one in 2009 with the Penguins. I don't think many people realize, Billy, you started that year with the Islanders. You played 61 games with the Islanders before you went to
Yeah.
the Penguins in '09.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was there the year before, and that year, deadline time came, and yeah, it was time to move on. I was at a different place, the Islanders, we were rebuilding at the time, and then I was looking to try to win another cup, and thank God it worked.
Yeah, you had a great postseason too. In 24 games, 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points in that run. You weren't just a guy out there. I mean, you're 38 and a half years old. What do you
Yeah.
remember about that? Was there just an adrenaline flow every night that made you feel 6 years younger?
Well, I had a responsibility. I had to drag some kid wearing 87 around. Chris Kunitz and I, we were. I mean, it was like we got to teach this kid a couple things. No, it was honestly that was one of the most enjoyable experiences. I'm like, I gotta fix my camera. I'm like sinking. Um,
You got more headroom, like max headroom there.
yeah, yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
I don't know what to do with this stuff, but I honestly playing on that team kind of like re- rejuvenated me. Being an older guy, kind of bouncing around at the end of my career, and then I go, to this young Pittsburgh team filled with like star players that it was just incredible, and I just had a blast.
That's sort of the perfect segue to talk about your Minnesota Wild team that you're building there. You go out and trade for Quinn Hughes, make a big splash over the last few weeks. Now, as you look forward and your team has played really well consistently for a couple months now, what is the next piece? What's the next thing that you add to this group as you sort of try and put this puzzle together to have this team, right in the mix to chase a Stanley Cup?
Oh, Frank, I'm sure you'd love to know.
All right, I got my pen. Come on, let's go.
No, hey, listen, yeah, Butchie. It's no, I'm real happy with the way the team's been performing lately. Quinn definitely, just his presence alone, I think did a lot for the team. Everybody was so excited. Like all the guys were just really excited to have him. Just when he walked in the room, it just kind of elevated everybody's game. And, even, the fan base, our market, what he's brought here has been incredible. But to a man, all the guys have elevated their games, and it's nice to see. Whether we can add to what we're doing here remains to be seen. I mean, of course, I always want to get better, and if we have the ability to get better today, tomorrow, or the next day, then we'll do it. Sorry, I got to silence this thing. But yeah,
Uh,
it's been great with him.
let's get to Team USA now with no salary constraints. This is like pure playground roster construction. This must be fun. So, what is Bill Guerin's philosophy on building a tournament hockey team?
Well, it's actually building a team. There, like you said, Butchie, there are no restrictions. There's no cap. There's nothing. So we get to, but that doesn't that doesn't mean you build a team based on salary or points or reputation or what. You have to actually build a hockey team. And the beauty of it for USA Hockey now is that our player pool, has just expanded so much. I was talking with Greg Brown last night after the U.S. World Junior game, and we were just talking about back kind of in our day. And, Brownie was part of the first World Junior team that won a medal. But, the player pool kind of went and then dropped off pretty quickly. But now we've got way more coverage and way more before the talent drops off. It's an enormous player pool, so we can afford to be choosy and be picky and do what we feel is right rather than just who we're supposed to pick.
How many days in the month of December did you spend at home in this scouting process?
Uh, yeah, not many. I mean, you know what? We sorry, that's my daughter's
What,
dog, Dozer.
what's the dog's name?
That's Dozer. That's my daughter's dog.
Hmm.
He's a year old Newfoundland. That's
Bulldozer.
Yeah, and yeah, there he is. Here, pick your head up.
It's a pro dog
No,
show, so
you
yeah.
know what? But I've got great people working with me. Chris Kelleher's really been out on the road a ton. Because he's our director of player personnel. But then we've got Chris Shuri, Tommy Fitzgerald, Billy Zito, and Stan Bowman, all helping out. So it's really been a team effort in the coverage that we've gotten, and yeah, it's been really good. But it's been busy. But this is a dream, a dream like of a lifetime to be in this position. So I'm enjoying every day.
I'm surprised your wife wouldn't go with the white cabinets. Has she bugged you about that, getting the kitchen redone?
Well, this is my office. We were just talking about that, changing the colors to the colors to
Yeah.
something a little more modern.
Yeah.
No,
Get that done.
and I will.
You've got enough
I
on your
will.
plate.
Okay. Yeah, let her take over. All right, I got a
Oh,
question.
I do.
Go, what?
I do. I don't get a choice.
Okay, good. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
She's the GM. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Billy, there's a serious debate. There's two players. You got one more spot to go here for the final spot. How will that be resolved? Will you make that decision? Will you hold a vote? It's so contentious. Half the room wants this. It seems like half the room wants this guy. How will you resolve that final issue?
Yeah. Listen. I believe in collaboration. I believe in everybody having a voice. But then it stops with me. I have to make the final decision. I will make the final decision.
Okay.
The guys that I just mentioned, they're all uh, super obviously educated on all the players. They have their opinions, and they're not yes men. They're not afraid to disagree with me, or play devil's advocate just to challenge me, which I need. But in the end, these are all going to be my decisions.
In terms of process, so you guys have spent a lot of the month getting your final scouting visits done and final views. Did you guys have a call or meet just after Christmas? And where are you at with rosters due tomorrow?
We met here yesterday in Minnesota. Everybody came in and we wanted to have one last meeting in person to just finalize things. Things have to be in, by New Year's Eve. So I just thought it'd be good for us all to be sitting down at a table together to really finalize things.
And
So
in
at this
terms of,
stage, go ahead, Frank.
I was just going to say, we've got the amazing part about rosters being due tomorrow is we've got 5 more weeks to get through. I mean, injuries have been a big part of this selection process overall with what you've been sort of managing and sifting through. How deep is your list in terms of next men up? And will you make those calls tomorrow or whenever to let those guys know that they're still in the mix?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really important to make those calls. I think players that will obviously be disappointed that they are not on the roster tomorrow. It doesn't mean that they won't be by game time. There's still a long way to go, as we've seen through the NHL season. Injuries have played a big part in the entire league, so we just want players to understand as best they can. I know it will be disappointing for some guys, but stay with us a little bit, and because you never know, you just don't know what can happen. It's a rough sport. It's a fast sport. Injuries happen all the time. We just want guys to be ready, and then we'll see what happens.
It has to be so much fun. I mean, Frank and I did our rosters before you logged on. It's just, it's so much fun to think about. And it kind of goes into my question. Like, I have Alex Tuck on my team because there's really no one like him on Team USA, just a different cat. I like, Caulfield with Austin Matthews because Cole's an extrovert. I think he could bring stuff out of Austin, who's more of an introvert. When you talk about, do you visualize proper lines? Put your coach's hat on maybe a little bit, or even a hockey player hat on, in terms of roles and balance. Do you visualize that? And is that going into your decision? Did it go into your decision making a bit?
You know what? Roles and balance, absolutely. I think versatility is a big one, because you never know what can happen in these tournaments. Injuries or different combinations, and you have to. We really want to have some flexibility for the coaching staff. In the end, Mike Sullivan will be the one that is going to make the lines, put out the special teams, all that stuff. I will not do that. I don't interfere with that with the Wild. I won't interfere with that with Sully. We can have discussion points, but in the end, the lineups and the roster moves, that's the coach's job. I'm going to let him do it.
Last question for me. As you have canvassed the league here, doing all this work to put together Team USA, do you think it's helped you do your job as Minnesota Wild GM?
Yeah, absolutely. I just think all these experiences make you better. You know what? Being around the group of people that I mentioned before, all these GMs, working tightly with them has made me better, because we all think differently, we all work differently, and you know what? If you're not open to different points of view or different ways of doing things, then you're crazy. So. And then the actual hockey part, working with different coaching staffs, working with different players, going out and scouting the best of the best, all these things. It's definitely made me a better general manager and more knowledgeable.
So Keith Tkachuk was Walt, Kevin Stevens was Artie. Were you just Billy? Did you have a kind of a strange nickname like they did?
No, just Billy G. That's it. I've been fighting with my buddies back home. All my buddies back home have these great nicknames and this and that.
Yeah.
I'm just Billy G. That's as creative as it gets.
I mean, Keith Tkachuk's nickname is after a 1970s Ranger. Kevin Stevens' nickname was his dad's name, which I think is the funniest nickname of all time. His nickname is his dad's name. It's like my friends calling me Ed. So hilarious.
Yeah. Well, my dad's name was Bill. So
couldn't win.
But my middle name's Robert, so I'm kind of Billy Bob too.
Oh, Billy Bob Guerin. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you would have sold way more hockey cards if you were Billy Bob Guerin. Your rookie card would have been twice in value.
I know. It would have been worth 30 cents instead of 25.
No way. Well, Billy, again, 14 years between Stanley Cup champions. Another cool thing about your career. It was a great one. Great USA hockey performer going back. Obviously, the World Cup was amazing back in the day. That was one of the best hockey ever. You must have great memories of that.
That was unbelievable. That was that team was just awesome. And when you look at like the rosters of all the teams, but then you get to the finals and you see Canada was stacked. I mean, they were loaded, but it was, you know what? Honestly, it was just our time, and I think we were ready, but we were willing to put it all out there, and that was just awesome. It was just so much fun. I love that team.
Do you feel any of that this time around, this Olympics?
No, there's no fighting in the Olympics. You're kicked out of the game. I don't know what they suspend things like that. It's just too. It's going to be a different tournament. I mean, listen, we had all sorts of fights and stuff in '96, and then you go to '98, and then all the other Olympics, and there's no fighting. So doesn't mean you can't play physical and play intense, but it's just a different game. There's no fighting.
The The 90s was an underrated decade for an explosion of hockey. I mean, really. I mean, that World Cup, the Mighty Ducks movies, NHL Tonight. I mean, it was just like that decade just, was big for where hockey is now today,
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Like I remember, we were in New Jersey. We would always be, sequestered in a hotel for playoffs, and every night we'd be like, flipping on ESPN, and we've got a developing situation here, and the siren would go on, and we were all glued to the TV. But then you look at the hockey with like, I see some like clips of like '90s hockey versus today's hockey, and like the hits and the intensity of it. It was, I mean, it was nuts.
Felonies, absolute felonies. You guys are all being jail.
It was crazy, but it was a great time to be a hockey player, and the game was just, it was awesome. But it keeps getting better. I mean, the skill level of today and the speed, I mean, it just keeps getting better and better and better, and
it does.
I love to see it.
Well, 1,660 penalty minutes. He's a product of the 90s, and we love him. Billy Guerin, GM of Team USA and the Minnesota Wild. It could be a special year for you in 2026. I don't have a favorite team in the NHL, but I will be rooting for Team USA. It's fun to be a fan again, rooting for Team USA. So good luck, Billy.
Thanks, gentlemen. Appreciate it.